Okay, how do you want to do this? So I think the way we want to do this first is I'd like to hear some experiences, which means if you're willing to come up here and tell them, that'd be great. And if not, just raise your hand and tell it from back there. But I'd like to hear some experiences about what happened, what kind of things came up, and also what kinds of problems you had, things like that. That way, maybe I can answer questions about how I've handled some of those things, or who knows, maybe they're unique problems, but they're probably not. So who here has something, by the show of hands, who here has something they bought with GoldBacks? Okay, good. We've got a few. All right. So you guys can all show off your thing. Who here had someone say no to that? Okay, that's almost everybody had at least one no before they got to a success, right? What kinds of, does anybody have anything about like what kinds of things did people ask them? What kinds of reasons were there for the no? Yes.
Okay, so like I was telling you, the biggest question that some of the business owners or managers have is what happens at the end of the day, like when they're making their bank.
Right.
What does that mean for their business? And how does that work?
Right. So every business has their own way of accounting for their inventory or what they have or what they do. And of course, that's not going to be my decision or yours. That's going to be up to each company. But what they're mostly asking is can we just go and deposit this at the bank? Can this fit into the system that we're already using? In a lot of cases, no. Anything that is connected to the Federal Reserve System wants to maintain their fiat powers. They want to be able to make money out of thin air. One of the reasons for this project is so that there can be accountability in money, so that we can have honesty in our dealings with our fellow man. And so, yeah, banks won't take them. If banks started to take GoldBacks, they would have to give up their power to make money out of thin air. So there are, however, 4 things that I like to tell people. There are 4 things you can do with them when you get them. That's so much fun. Okay, anyway, there are 4 things you can do with GoldBacks when you have them. First, you can spend them at any of the other businesses that use them. So, well, they'll say, well, who owns this? Well, the business still owns it. People already have a cash drawer that they're not going to necessarily deposit every night in the bank, right? So in general, I'd say keep it in the register and then make an accounting of that. If you want to pay it to the store owner or to one of the employees, then you just pay it out and it becomes part of their income. Or if it belongs to the business still, the GoldBacks, the business might have business expenses, other suppliers, things like that they want to do, that they can put those GoldBacks towards those expenses by spending them within the network. So yeah, number 1, spend them. Number 2, save them. They will go up in value. When we announced this scavenger hunt, we said we wanted a $15 deposit from everybody who was participating, so that if people more or less just bought the GoldBacks and didn't come back to participate in the show and tell, that at least we wouldn't be out money. Well, we're already out quite a bit of money because 4 GoldBacks is worth more than $15, and they went up 7 cents since we started this to now per GoldBack. So that's a lot. Now that's not always reflected exactly in the exchange rates. That's why it's like, wait a second, did it go up 3 or 4? Did it go up 7? The difference is that the price of gold for the price to us to manufacture went up 7 cents. So our price went up 7 cents. The exchange rate usually lags behind by a few days, and it only went up 4 cents. So that's the difference there. Because again, the exchange rate is the market. It's whatever the market does. We don't dictate that. We don't control it. Otherwise, we would have made it go up 7 cents because that's how much our costs went up just since our last meeting, which was only a couple days ago.
And I just have to say, we didn't have like people were like no, but interested. Like
yeah,
they can
right.
So it's not like they were flat out.
Right. It all depends on what's going to put them over the edge. It's going to depend on how desperate they are for the solution.
Like, this is, and some of them were kind of like, this is cool for our own personal. So,
right. Just makes it easier if you have more places to spend it. You know, I'm in the middle of a 4 things list. Does anybody want to divert from that 4 things list? Please don't raise your hand if you do want to hear the rest of the list. But if it's on one of these points, go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, so first, spend them. Second, save them because they go up in value. The third thing they can do is they can give them out as change. If they're a GoldBack's business, they can do what we're doing tonight and essentially convert the world to GoldBacks.
Would you take golden change?
Would you take golden change? And so I've been trying to teach business owners to say, would you like your change in gold or in paper? And if you say, would you like gold or paper? It's sort of like saying paper or plastic at the register.
Nice.
And people will be like, most people, of course, who haven't seen them yet, because they're pretty new still, will go, wait, gold? What? And then they just can show them, pull it out of the register and be like, yeah, GoldBacks, Utah GoldBacks. And a surprising number of people go, well, if it's just my change anyway, I'll totally take the gold. Do you know what I mean? And then it's something neat for them to have, and then they'll go to the next business and say, hey, do you take these? See what I'm saying? Now, the other reason for that, there's a good business reason for saying, would you like your change in gold or paper? And that is, every time they open their wallet, that customer is going to be like, oh, I remember where I got this. I'm thinking about your business. I'm thinking about going back there and spending it again. It drives repeat business. So it's really can be a powerful thing for business to do. Businesses need to make money to survive, and there's only two ways that they can make money. They can either get repeat business or new business, and GoldBacks can help them with both of those. The fourth, last, and least thing, in my opinion, that they can do with them is they can just go and turn them back into dollars. We will do it at Alpine Gold up in Alpine, but so will almost any of the other businesses that do GoldBacks, or people on the street, or gold sellers, the gold and silver stores. They'll still just buy them and give you dollars for cash. So yeah, they could just sell them. So for example, I wouldn't advise it, but they say, what do we do with these at the end of the day? If they wanted to, they could go and have one more stop where they turn it into dollars and then deposit those dollars in the bank. However, I think this question comes out of them misunderstanding just how prevalent these are yet. Right now, it's more like a coupon. It's more like a small project. They're not going to be in a situation where $20,000 or $30,000 of revenue is flowing through their stores on a daily basis in the form of GoldBacks, and that they're not sure how to handle the business processes that it will take to do that. Even if a big store like Walmart wanted to take GoldBacks, you can be sure they wouldn't be getting tens of thousands of dollars of these every day, and then having to worry about the security issues that come with having that much gold on hand or something like that, right? We're talking about a very small part of the economy, at least so far. Now, we want to make it bigger, yes, but it will take years for this to become billions of dollars in circulation. And there are literally like hundreds of trillions of dollars, US dollars in circulation. And so, you know, again, it would take a very long time for us to get to the point where that would be the problem they would have. But that's one of the first things business owners always say is a problem they're concerned about. What do I do if I have so much gold? And it's like, well, look, that'd be a problem I'd love to have, but it's really not going to happen.
So, I mean, if it did become a problem where they got that more popular, more people would take it for change.
And then more people would take them for change,
Yeah.
and more institutions would take them. And it might be a more regular thing for them just to say, look, we do business with a bank in dollars, and we do a business with UPMA, and then they just have two deposits. It's all. They just bring it to the gold repository, and they bring the other stuff to the paper repository, and that it would be pretty smooth. Anyway, yeah, if it got that big. So,
That was a really valid question. So I'm glad they're asking it, you know?
Yeah.
They're just asking.
What do I do with them? Yep. So if anybody can remember, 4 things: spend them, save them, give them out as change, or turn them into dollars.
When I was talking to a chiropractor, his one was, I think I would take those for my services, but he was going, but how do I account for them? And so that was
Similar
his
thing.
issue.
Accounting, generally, whenever anybody accepts cash, they know how to do cash accounting. What they would probably do is have a separate cash account. And that basically means that they have to keep some track of it in some way. Count it at some point and write it down and say, this is how many GoldBacks we have on hand, just like they might say, this is how many dollars we have on hand. That can be done in QuickBooks. That can be done on paper. It just depends on how they do balance their checkbook or write these things down. It's probably a good idea to write it down. And so that's what I tell them. Like, look, just make a new cash account. Just make a separate cash account in your books for how many you have on hand. Any other big questions that people had for you when they,
Oh,
yes, sir?
no, that's not correct. That's a question I have.
The question you have, that's fine too.
Okay. Because, so I was just thinking about this, because you can buy, like, at UPMA, you can go and get like a GoldBack, I think, for like 360 something.
Uh-huh.
And then if you're at the stores or doing it for 390, how do they get that 390 if they went or whatever?
Right.
Or what did they exchange it?
They would get,
only
if they,
360?
if they go to Alpine Gold,
Uh-huh.
they'll get the Alpine Gold price back if they want $200. Of course, the one solution for that is if they're like, oh, well, maybe we should have just saved our money in cash instead. It's like, no, you're missing the point. If you wait a couple of months, the Alpine Gold price will exceed what the dollar price would have been anyway, and we'll still give you the higher dollar price. Right? But yeah, Alpine Gold is actually a wholly owned subsidiary of GoldBack at this point. And so what we're trying to do is pull the price and the exchange rate down because we just think that it drives adoption more. If people can, for one thing, buy GoldBacks for less than their market value, they know they're saving money when they spend GoldBacks. There's a big motive there to use GoldBacks. And second of all, we just want to make sure that we get them out there as cheap as possible because we want them to drive adoption.
Circulated.
We want them circulating. So yeah, it's cheaper there at Alpine Gold, and probably will continue to be at least as cheap as we can get them.
And that's the best place for people to go get it, right? A couple people.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
wanna go get one.
You can also sign up for an account, and it's free to have an account with the United Precious Metals Association. There's no fees on having an account. There's only fees on depositing gold and silver in our vaults. And there's actually no fees on GoldBack accounts. Because that's a free checking basically, well, savings. A free savings account, 'cause we don't issue checks for it. But a free savings account against your GoldBack holdings. I do think that there's a way to get a debit card though.
Andrew was telling me that at the coin store, they were selling GoldBacks, but they were selling them as novelty items. And so a full
Right.
set, they were selling for like $425.
Sure.
That's not terrible, price wise, honestly. That's basically $4.25 per GoldBack instead of the $3.90. They're up charging you 30 cents. Again, wait 6 months, it'll be worth more than that. At the rate we're going with the value of our dollars anyway. So it's not terrible, but yes, if you want to set, tonight for me or something like that, yes, we know how to get them cheaper, but a lot of people don't yet. So. Okay, well, I want to see what you guys found. I want to see what you guys bought. So, who wants to go first? Should we have some kind of a system? Go row by row or something? Oh, bring that up here. I want to see that.
Go up there, Cassie.
So tell the whole experience now.
So cool.
Okay.
Oh, it's a geode.
Yes, it's a geode. So it's a Mexican geode with rose quartz leaves and copper, copper,
Branches.
wire.
Copper wire.
Wire
wood.
branches. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I got it at an Asylum 49. It was a marketplace today. Yes.
Oh, like a farmer's market.
Yeah. And so these were handmade and real quartz and real geodes, and thought it was really cool. And when I mentioned the GoldBacks to her, she was all in, and she was like talking about how much her and her boyfriend liked that kind of stuff. And
Cool.
She got on the subject of
Yes.
centralization and fiat and all that.
Cool. That is so
And-
cool.
And she saw me eyeing this, and she's like, you know what? I'll give you a discount because you like it so much.
Cool.
So,
Discounts for gold.
and then I also got as change. She gave me. I don't think it's real gold, but she gave me a gold coin,
Yay.
and I thought it was.
Oh yeah,
cool.
this is the these
Yeah.
are the presidential dollars series, and those are fun.
Yes. So, anyway, so I just thought it was very cool.
That is very cool. Okay, well, gee, and how should we do the voting? We were all saying that we should all vote for who the winner is, but we've got.
I just,
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna
you
start
can make
keeping
a
track
list.
of the people and their items, just so we
Okay.
can refresh ourselves at the
So
end.
what was the retail value
Yeah, what was the
and then
cost?
what did you
Okay.
buy it for?
So it was originally 25, but she gave us like a $5 discount. And so we spent, well, yeah,
Did you spend all 4 GoldBacks on it?
yeah,
Okay.
but my mom did add a little bit of $4 to
No, I
try-
gave
Cool.
her a $5 bill.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
then
have
she
for
gave
it,
me
and
the
then
coin.
Then
she
she
had
gave you the
coin
coin.
back.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
so,
So that's an example, right, of you can pay part of it in GoldBacks and then pay the rest in greenbacks. That is awesome. I dig that.
there was like huge ones too, but I just wanted a tiny one and also because it's cheaper and it would fit with all my other stuff.
Cool.
So anyway, I like it a lot.
Awesome.
so-
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. Who else in the room wants to go first? We'll do the online ones after we do the in the room ones. Guy in red shirt.
Ooh, all right.
You've been voluntold. Come on up, Kyle. What'd you buy? Yeah, let's see it.
Come up in front before you start talking.
Snacks. Yum.
And,
People can have.
and he wants to pass those out.
Ooh, nice. Thank you for sharing.
That's how you get votes.
That's how you get votes. Bravo.
Where was it, Kyle?
Yeah, where'd you buy that?
Hardware store in Alpine? Oh,
Was it the Ace Hardware?
Alvarez Ace, yeah.
Yep, cool. Yep, we love the Ace Hardware for signing up because they're a nice
They
big.
tried to sign up.
So
Even that big of a company.
Yep. There are 3 locations
Like,
here in Utah County that are Ace Hardwares that you can spend GoldBacks.
They're bigger.
And what else did you buy? You said you got 2 things.
at the same, pocket knife.
Ooh, a pocket knife. Nice. Show the camera. Sorry.
Do it again. Open it, close it and open it again. for the
Yeah,
camera.
show us how it's like a switchblade, you know?
A little lock.
Oh,
Nice.
Just the thing a 12-year-old boy needs.
just the thing a 12-year-old boy needs. Absolutely.
Great.
So, yeah, try to sign up for this. Like, hey, so that, is that?
They signed up for a business?
No,
Right.
they didn't sign up. Like, the manager was sick and in a coma. and
Oh.
It was run by volunteers. Who didn't know.
Who didn't know if they could
You
make a
should
decision?
just
She
put
said
the
they
kid
only
in
take
his
money.
hand and-
Not gold. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
you, Kyle.
thank you. That's great. All right, who's next? All right, little miss. What you got?
I got this from a store called City Forest Pros. It's a little yarn shop and they also sell like tea bags and
Cool.
So it's on like how
Knitting and tea parties.
Yeah, they do like crocheting and knitting parties, and they also do like etiquette dinners and.
Educators, how
Anyway.
nice.
um
So do you think that they're gonna sign up too, to accept them in the future? No, this is a one-time thing.
They did not say the bump, but
They didn't sign up, but they did accept payment.
Yeah.
Cool.
and it costs $3. The little unicorn yarn.
It's a unicorn.
2. Oh.
So-
Right? You had 2. Oh, no, you're right.
Was
Sorry,
it
I'm
3
sorry.
GoldBacks or 2 GoldBacks?
$3.
She's
Three
right.
gold
She's
backs.
Yes. And I got it's $10 and I got $1.82.
Oh, so you got. change
Okay,
back.
so that's great. So she wants to use the calculator, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so because you got change for your 3 GoldBacks, you got some fiat money back as change. Very cool. All right, who's next? Did we clap for her?
Say something from back here, when
Okay.
you brought up Ace Hardware, I went to Waffle Love to try to talk them into it.
Waffle Love, yum yum.
Didn't get the owner, but they were gonna send the information to the owner.
Cool.
But one of the customers walked up and was like, "GoldBack, I saw that. I saw the guy, that signed up Ace Hardware." So I was like, was he
Nice.
weirded? Like, I don't remember. But he's like, but I bought one and I used it as a bookmark,
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, he wanted more.
Cool,
So.
very cool.
I'll go next. Oh,
Okay, you go next.
Okay. So I actually did not sell or did not purchase anything from a business,
Okay.
although I tried. But one of the places I went to was O'Reilly Auto Parts. I thought it would be cool if I could get something from the auto parts store, but I went there and there was no one there who could make decisions. But I just started talking to the employees about it, and they were all like enamored. And so I asked one of the employees, I said, how about if we do like a three-way thing? Like,
Sure, you buy the GoldBacks for me,
Like-
you pay for the thing for me.
yeah. So I bought this little keychain flashlight. And I gave him GoldBacks, and he put his debit card in the machine and told me his PIN, and I put it in for him.
Nice.
And then
Yeah.
and then the other thing I got a picture of it. I got dinner. We went to Papa Murphy's, and I asked them if they take GoldBacks,
Ooh,
and they said no. I said why not? And they said I don't know. While I was talking to the manager, then one of the employees is like, I will I wasn't
I'll pay for his
I will
pizza.
buy your pizza and take those GoldBacks.
Right.
So I didn't buy anything from a business, but I bought it from the employees. Great.
I love that too, because now we've talked about a bunch of different ways that you can end up spending the GoldBacks. In this case, it's just because someone else was like, no, I'll totally
But that's not all.
do the switcheroo.
I do have to say one thing
One
else.
more.
I used 2 GoldBacks on the flashlight, and the pizza was gonna be 4. And
Uh-huh.
but I had Jane and Hope with me, and they each chipped in a GoldBack as well. So
Cool.
that was
You know, I'm
that
especially
was like
excited
a
about
5-way deal.
I'm especially excited about pizza though, as a thing, because the very first Bitcoin purchase was for a pizza, right? It's like,
Oh,
there's
that was
something
nice.
kind of cool about that. So, okay, so write that all down too. Thank you for keeping a list of these. Okay, who else? All right.
So I was as soon as I was like GoldBacks, I gotta go buy something. I really like books and really want to get the Joseph Smith papers, and so I was like, hey, I know a place. And so I went to Confetti bookstore. And I was like, give me this, I want it now. And then I got it. So,
Joseph Smith.
not a lot, but
Joseph
then-
Smith Papers Project. Tell
Yes.
us the title and everything.
Joseph Smith Papers Project, Journals, Volume 2, tons of other books. This is more of the journal accounts. I don't know a lot about the book, but yeah, I
Cool.
really bought it, so I'm really excited. Excited.
What was the cost?
It was $50. So
$50. So the 4 GoldBacks didn't cover it.
So I actually had other GoldBacks, so I used those as well.
Okay, cool. And
So-
you just paid them in full in GoldBacks.
Almost. I still had to pay like $6
Okay, cool.
Angry. But other thing is, Sean and I went around talking with some people, and I wasn't sure if Sean was going to come up here and say about it. So what we did do is we went around to some businesses that we kind of frequently go to, and they're privately owned businesses. So we're like, hey, would you guys be interested in selling GoldBacks? And most of the people, actually two out of the 3 that we went to, we did talk to the owner. One of them actually knew you, and he was like, I do know about this. I just need to make sure all the parties involved in owning this company are okay with
On
it.
board.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
That was Dragon's Keep, actually.
Dragon's Keep. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And then there's another one called like the Barn, I think. It's like this like a farmer's market like thing.
Oh, in Santa Clara?
No, it's been Spanish Fort. It used to be like a small farmer's market, but now they like they were able to build a building there, and now farmers can like come in and they sell their produce, I guess, to this company, and then then they will sell
By the
their-
rodeo
help-
arena?
Yes, by the rodeo arena. And anyway, so we talked to them. We weren't able to talk to the manager, but
We're gonna talk to the owner.
Owner. we talked to the manager, not the owner.
Okay,
She
cool.
seemed really interested. She was trying to get in contact with the owner though to make sure that it was actually flies and it's all good. But yeah, don't know what that could
Cool.
be something. But that was really what we had. Really love this book, so I'm really happy.
Awesome. All right, some more hands in that. Who's next?
All right, I'll come
All
up.
right, come on.
So I've got a picture and
Try to show the camera. There we
and
go.
I'll put it, I don't know if that's showing on there.
It is.
So True Love Skincare is a company that I have stock in, and well, the reason why I like the company so much is because the founder, the lady that founded it, her process was given to her straight from God. And I can say that in this group, and I wouldn't say it in all groups. But her husband had warts on the bottom of plantar warts on his feet, couldn't even walk. And God told her what to do, and they had burned them off and done all these kind of things. And so she was given wherever you're at, she was given the recipe, as it were, for it from somewhere else, from another source. And so I asked her, I said, will you take gold? Because I needed to get some products. And so I bought some products, and then she said, well, let's take a proper picture. And so she set it up on her professional little thing, and that's where I got the professional picture done. And so it was $75.50, and so I spent 19 GoldBacks.
Some of your images are talking to.
All right. And so anyway, I didn't bring them with me, but I took a picture, and I think that my picture wins because it's cool.
It's a good picture. In fact, text me that picture.
Okay,
Great.
I will. And we stopped by a bunch of different stores and different places and talked to people, and what I found was that it was so novel and so new to them that they hadn't even considered it. So I was presenting something that they had never even thought was a possibility.
Yeah.
And so the more that they get out there, then the easier it will be to bring people in.
There'll be a lot of hesitancy. It's just the newness.
Yeah, that's great. All right.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay, Zoe.
Okay.
All right. So Jan and I, we walked down behind Main Street and just like canvas businesses.
Attracting.
It's like attracting. Oh my God.
Anyway, we went down and there was like, one, like the bakery was like, the lady at the bakery was like, this is so cool, but I'm not an owner, like, can I do this? And then we went to a pioneer party, and I got so mad at the ladies behind the cash register because they're all like, well, we can't do that, but go take it to the bank and turn it into money and come back and buy something. I'm like, I'm like, I'm not half a mile to the deer steak and just coming back to buy something. This, that. And it was really funny because they like obviously thought it could be exchanged for money, right? They just wouldn't take it from me. I had to go do all the, walk anyway. So Jen and I totally went to this little yarn knitting and tea shop or whatever. Anyway, and so I got a pair of scissors.
Ooh, those are the cool ones.
Anyway, both. Which is nice for me because I do need to work knitting and stuff, and I'm always losing my scissors, and then they always end up jabbing stuff or cutting into my bag. So it was nice for me. Yeah. So $10, 3 GoldBacks, and I got $1.82 and change. And the lady was like, I was like, are you the owner or the manager? She's like, I'm the owner. I'm like, would you take gold? And she's like, sure. So she wasn't quite sure about like signing up, but
Yeah, she said, sure, why not?
yeah, but anyway, she's like, oh, why not? So anyway, it was good.
Awesome. Who's left? Come on, Charlotte.
All right.
Show us your
So-
stuff.
I didn't want to spend a ton of time dragging around, so I decided to try KSL classified. So I wanted to get, well, I'll show you in a minute what I wanted to get. So I texted four sellers on KSL. I said, is this still available? They said yes. I asked them, would you take gold? 2 of them said no. One of them said, sure, is this a scam?
Sure.
Then I like explained it to her, and then she's like, that sounds cool, I'm in. And then the 4th one, when I said, would you take gold? He said, what were you thinking, GoldBacks?
That's great.
He said he had he was thinking of getting some anyway. I'll get more into his story in a minute because I
Mhm.
ended up buying something from him. But
Cool.
so anyway, so Kyle and I got in the car. We drove to this antique store. He kind of told. Did you tell about all
He
the
did.
stuff?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, I think he didn't say the part about how the lady was like, "We don't take gold. We only take money." And we were just like, oh, like we were very polite. We said, okay, we understand, and we left. But I was like, you could like next time tell her like gold is the oldest money. Like
You're
it's
like, gold
silly
is
to
money.
call greenbacks money and gold isn't money. But anyway,
And
that
it's the
obviously didn't
legal
work. So
one.
then we went to the first KSL seller that said she would take gold. And the thing she was selling, it wasn't gonna work after all, but she was really interested in GoldBack. She wanted me to tell her all about them. So I told her all about them. And then I wasn't gonna buy something from her. So she said, can I buy a GoldBack from you?
Oh,
nice.
I was like,
Yeah.
sure. So I pulled out my Venmo QR code thing and she Venmoed me $4 and I gave her one of my GoldBacks. So that was cool. Anyway, and then we drove, and then we were headed up to the other location, the other KSL classified location, and we were driving right past a little store called Alpine Food Storage. And I was like, I bet they would take gold. So we went and talked to the owner of it, and she said, oh, I've been asked if I would take gold. She's like, it would have to be a really big purchase to be worth the trouble though. And I was like, well, what if it was a small purchase and you didn't have to become a merchant? She said, yeah, I would do that. So I got, yeah. So let me get,
She's in the back room.
let's see if this will work.
Oh, it says you started screen sharing. Oh, there we
So I
go.
bought this much food for 4 GoldBacks. I got apples, strawberries, a bunch of blackberries, and some bell peppers. And I wanted to be really easy. So I was sitting there like adding up the totals. So it came out to $15.75. And yesterday 4 GoldBacks were $15.76. So they gave me a penny and change. I wasn't gonna like demand the penny. I was just trying to get them out evenly.
Actually,
Anyways.
when I got the pizza, I had not told Charlotte I was getting the pizza, and I said, I just bought a pizza. I know it's not on the menu. Like she already had planned for dinner. I know this wasn't on the menu, but I'm bringing home a pizza. And her reply was, I bought food that wasn't on the menu either. So this was our dinner. We had
Yeah, so we
pizza
ended up
and-
eating the pizza and all the fruit and bell pepper, some of the bell peppers, and like not even touching the dinner I'd actually made, but we ate it for
Nice.
lunch today. So that's all good. Okay, so then we finally made it to the KSL seller. So he brought out the thing that I bought that I'm waiting to show you because it's gonna be the winner. And I'm just building up to it.
Oh, it's better
Yeah,
than
it's
better than
better than
this.
blackberries.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
you'll see, you'll see. So
Okay.
anyway, I said, so where did you hear about GoldBacks? And he said, just a week ago on an online forum called LDS Avow, he heard about GoldBacks and he was really interested and he wanted to find out more about it and stuff. And so then I happened to text him and offer him GoldBacks. So he'd never seen him before. He
Cool.
was happy to have the 4 that I spent. Anyway.
What'd you buy?
So what I bought from him for 4 GoldBacks is
She gonna have to drive it in.
All right.
fluffy dog bed. Here, I'll turn off my screen share so you can see it. It's so
Big fluffy
soft.
doggy bed.
I'm gonna pass it around over here so
Shoot over a little bit more.
the light's not all weird.
Oh, that's just.
Okay, feel it, pass it around. This is what you're gonna vote for, so just I don't mind if you rub it on your face. But one of the reasons that it's gonna be the winner is because of this. Just give me a second here.
I already know what you're gonna show. I knew it.
So this is my dog, and this is my 2-year-old napping on it with the dog. That's worth a vote, don't you think? For the 2-year-old to take a nap on it.
So
I
He-
see how you're working.
He immediately
Yeah, I
adopted
saw
it.
Yeah, it's cute though. Here, we should, when it's done being passed around, let's put it on the floor up here. Latte will probably come lie in it. You can see it's a nice size. It fits the 2 of them side by side. So anyway, there you go. That's my story.
all right. Reminder, please text me those images too, so we can share them out. That's great, and the pizza,
Okay.
and you know, just because it'll be fun to say, look, all this stuff is about GoldBack. Okay.
Oh, I forgot one. Oh, no, I did. When I sold the one gold back.
You still going? All right, you got something?
Yeah.
All right, tell us what you got.
He's like,
Gotta move further over.
Yeah.
There you go.
We went to a lot of different places, went to a couple chains, and some of the employees were interested. We like sold a couple at a working place. But we went to Zappos because that was on the website and we got like
Zappos.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, Zappos was one of like the first 10 businesses to sign up.
oh that's cool.
Is that right?
There, he's really excited about it.
And then this was 3 gold backs and the other one. That is like a pretzel.
Marketing for you.
That works.
Yummy treats. That is great. All right. Question or things?
Well, a few months ago, I asked Zappos how the whole thing works, because they're right next to my kids' channel.
Uh-huh.
So while we were waiting, I asked him, just for asking, he didn't answer.
Wow. Whoa. Now there's a friend, right?
But we went to the Cardinals today, and we were asking if they would take payment in gold.
Uh-huh.
And they said no, but the manager that I asked, like, wait, you have gold back? And I said,
Yep.
yeah. So he said that he's been collecting some, he wants to buy some.
Cool.
But we didn't tell him that he,
Right.
that he's interested in that, and so we tipped him.
Cool. And so, yeah, that a tip is a great way to spend
He
it.
buys his servers tips from them if they tip in gold.
Okay.
that's cool.
And so which place is this?
Tucano.
Tucano's. I love, oh my gosh, Tucano's is so good. Okay, so apparently, at least for tipping, Tucano's is very happy to have them. And we just need to get them officially, you know, to do it for the food. I love Tucano's. The main thing is it's a little bit rich for everyday eating. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
and I mean that both in the calories and in the price. I mean, like,
Once a year, but I just thought it was
Yeah.
cool because he's like, wait, you go back? And so.
yeah, he knew about it.
Buy some, and then they were here.
Cool. No, that's wonderful. Please do. In fact, I've got lots of cards. You know, you can always, I'll give you more of my cards. You can pass those out.
So we had a lot, but when we went to go around to the businesses, most of them were really interested. They just didn't know what to do, like they wanted to look more into it themselves.
Sure. And that's the thing that is really hard, as you brought up, and other people did too. It's really, really hard for a lot of business owners at first too, because they're just like, I just never heard about it. It's not no because I'm against it. It's more no for now because I just have no idea what it is. Right. And so that's one of the reasons why I thought it'd be fun to do this event, though, is that very first contact is the hardest. But how many people did this group end up contacting for the first time? Right? I mean, we got out there, we got another 40 or 50 businesses to go, oh, I need to look into that.
Yeah.
And so that's a start. That's a big start.
And I had the same experience that Boyd had too, where I was talking to the business, and there was other customers who were like, "Oh, tell me about that." And so
Other
I'm
people
like,
just in line who wanted
Yeah.
to get in on that conversation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
got one of the employees that.
Raise your hands. He's raised his hand. Nobody else did.
So we ran into, unfortunately, a lot of people where the owners weren't around, you know, it was a Saturday or whatever they held off, but one of them, in Orem, I don't know if you've heard of it, the chocolate, we went there, and it was a candy place, but,
Did you bring any fancy chocolate to share? Because that's a bribe that might make you win the contest.
That's what my angle was going to be, but I didn't get that. But she did, the employee was so fascinated by it. She thought it was one of the coolest things. And she took out her phone. She says, I'm gonna FaceTime my boss right now. And so she pulled out her phone. They FaceTimed right there.
Cool.
And showed them pictures of the GoldBacks and stuff like that. The owner said that she was very interested, but just didn't know enough about it and wanted to look into it.
Okay, so
We
not quite a sign up, but you actually got through to them
Yeah.
electronically. That's interesting. Like, oh, let's just FaceTime the owner. And boom.
Yeah.
That was my same.
That's
experience,
cool.
Nothing but the manager just called the owners right then and there. And they were
Cool.
like, this is really cool.
Mhm.
So
That's great.
at least they're interested.
Mhm.
And I would also went to Alpine Food Storage
You did.
today. So yeah, they.
Are you gonna come on up?
Well, we didn't get.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But we also went to Alpine Food Storage, so they said that they're only talking, I think they're kids. Cause they said their parents are thinking about it, they don't know if they're gonna do it yet. or
Okay.
how to do it yet.
Cool. All right. Anybody else in the room want to show off what they got? So we can add you to the list for the contest.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna win any contest.
That's okay. Share it with us.
I'll share anyway, because it's mostly just something a mom would, some moms would appreciate.
Hey, there's moms in here who you might win their vote.
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of boring, but, so I have been looking for this perfect butter dish for years.
The perfect butter dish.
If you can see my hand next to it, like it's the perfect size, because usually butter gets all smeared all over the counter, but this is a good thing.
Hold it up close to the lens.
Put it-
Yeah, a little closer.
Hold it close to the lens.
It can be put in the
There you go.
microwave when you're cooking with the
Oh,
butter.
it's
too.
Corel.
It's Pyrex.
It's fire.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Corel pattern with the little.
Yeah. And I love the little place that I went to. It's called Another Man's Treasure in Tooele. And I just told them about it and they were excited to do it. There were two people there that were very quiet and just kind of listened to me, but then the one that made the decision, he was like, yeah, that's cool. So they wanted to check it out before being a featured business for it, being
Mhm.
on the site, but he said he would. I don't know if it'll ever.
If it'll happen.
Yeah, but I sent him I gave him one of the papers because he was interested in keeping one of those, and it worked out well. It was $12.99, and so I got some change back, and I was really grateful because I've been looking for a perfect butter dish. For
That is great. A perfect butter dish. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Text me that picture. We can put it on the list of all the things people bought with GoldBack. It's fun. All right. Should we move on to the people who are online who might have bought something, or is there anybody else in the room who still wants to show up what they bought?
I almost bought a haunted pillow.
Emphasis on almost or emphasis on haunted? All right. Okay, our people on Zoom, can you unmute and show us what you bought? And so it'll come up on our screen.
They should be able to unmute themselves.
Yeah, you should be able to unmute yourselves.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a couple quick stories. First of all, I know this didn't happen. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I know this didn't happen. Okay, so earlier this week, I noticed that my neighbors were getting a new roof. And I know that usually roofing companies are independently owned. So I walked down with my GoldBacks and I let them hold the GoldBacks and I told them about it. And this guy, Daniel Black, you went to roofing. He said he would be willing to do a roof and for 10% in gold. So that's pretty good because a roof is like $10,000 and he'd be willing to do 1,000 of it in GoldBacks. So.
Awesome.
And then my daughter and I tag team a company on 3200 West and 7800 South called Game Haven. She went in yesterday and tried to get them to take it and didn't get anywhere with them, but I went in there today and tried to buy illustrations from them, and the owner was interested, but he wasn't there, so I left him the card that you gave us yesterday that has the GoldBack design on the back and it kind of explains information about it. And I'll pop in again on Wednesday because I think that they're a company that would be interested in taking it.
Cool, thank you.
And then I was at Great Harvest today to get some jalapeno bread. And there were 3 employees that I shared it with. And they were all younger people, and they really got the vision of it. And so at the end, with the boy there, Venmoed me $4 and I gave him a GoldBack. So I sold a GoldBack, but I didn't sign up Great Harvest.
That would have been great, but thank you, because after all, the more employees, the more likely it is to
We
happen.
also went to buy a gun today at Legacy. And I told them all about GoldBacks, but because they're tied to Sportsman's, he wasn't able to take it. But everybody you explain it to really gets the vision of it. So.
Thank you, Christy. All right, who's next? We've got to have somebody else on here who's done something.
Win, Denise, Becky.
All right, how about Win? Whoever Win is, does Win want to speak up? How about Denise? Does Denise want to speak up?
I wonder if they know how to unmute themselves.
They might not.
You
know
can
how
use
to
the
unmute
chat.
themselves.
If you're struggling, we can help you. But if you should be able to unmute with the microphone icon.
If you're on a computer, you can hit the space bar or Alt A.
Thank you.
I didn't have the time to go spend my GoldBacks, but I will hopefully soon.
Okay, fun. Becky, maybe? Does Becky want to give us her report?
So we went to a couple businesses. We ran into the same problem a lot of other people. It was just employees or managers, so they really couldn't make a decision. But we left the card information with them and gave them my phone number. If they had any other questions, I could go, talk to them more or whatever. But there's not a whole lot of business up here in Logan that take them. So we figure if we can just get the info out there and get people that, the information, then maybe we'll start to get more up here.
Awesome. Well, it's a good start. All right. Well, how many people do we have on our list then for us to vote on? Is there anybody else?
11.
Oh, I see. We might have scroll. I might not have noticed.
No, I think we
Is that everybody? Okay. So we're gonna have a vote.
11.
There's 11 different things to choose from. 11 different people.
Going 10. Well, 10. Christy sold that one and also got that roofing business. So I guess that's a separate category. Businesses versus items, right? We're gonna have two different.
Right.
So we had the True Love Skin. They signed up as well or wanted to, right?
But then they were willing for me to do. They don't currently have a storefront, so they didn't want people. Well, they were, but they kind of with COVID, they were moving back to say. Oh, they're.
Would they be able to
still
sell
be
it
a-
online instead of, they don't have to have a location, but would they be able to like have an online?
Yeah, if they can do online, we can do that too. We just have to give it.
So that kind of question, I was wanting to go offline to talk about the online.
Okay, well, we can talk about those details afterward.
Okay.
All right, you see this pile of GoldBacks right here? This goes to whoever gets the most votes.
Charlotte was already running out.
So.
Charlotte just like.
Okay, you want me to read all
Yeah,
of
why
them?
don't you stand here so it's on the camera too? Okay. Those of you who are online, you can vote as well if you want, but you're gonna have to put it in the chat probably. So
Correct.
who you vote for?
Is this a 2020 voting scenario where we can vote early and
Fractional
vote often?
Vote early, vote often, vote on behalf of the dead, please. No, I think this is a situation where, I think the thing that's hard is that you might have more than one favorite. Right? And there's a whole bunch of different things. Like secret ballot or ranked choice.
I love that word rank.
I heard that.
Like rank can also be really.
Oh,
I heard that 10. I heard that 10 out of every 5 Biden voters regret There's true.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, just a joke. Okay, I'm gonna just,
I think you have to do it by show of hands or it'll take forever.
I think just show of hands. would be great. And just want everyone to do one vote again.
Read the
I'll read
entire
this out.
list,
Yeah,
and
this is not the
then,
vote.
and then we will raise our hands the second time you go.
Okay, so first we had Cassie, who had the wire tree with the gems on it that she got at the farmer's market. We had Kyle, who shared with us his Dots pretzels and a pocket knife that he may or may not ought to have. And Jane showed us the unicorn doll that she got, and also she helped buy pizza. Joshua got a pizza and a flashlight, but not from the businesses, but from the employees. Jordan got part of a book from Confetti, Joseph Smith Papers book. Tracy got some True Love skincare products. Zoe got some folding scissors. Charlotte picked up some fruit and also a dog bed that the toddler has claimed, as well as the dog. Alex.
Kyle with a pocket knife.
Alex got some yummy looking Zapple things, and I'm very impressed that he has not eaten them yet. Heidi picked up a perfect butter dish.
I feel like you might be swaying tonight.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was distracted. That's the name of it. That's everything?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, now, sorry.
Oh, you want me to read these?
All right, by show
Okay.
of hands.
So wait, the rules are you can't vote for your own thing, right?
Yeah, let's not vote for your own thing. Vote for your favorite thing that someone else came up with.
Can we just have a minute to decide?
What
here?
about your own family?
No, you have one vote. Everybody should have one vote. You just got one vote.
That's it. Now let's keep it simple.
Yeah, vote for yourself
That's
if you
what
want
I'm
to, but
gonna
everyone has one vote. Let's just.
I'm gonna vote for me. Yeah. Anyway.
One vote, you can vote for yourself. That's
One vote, you vote for yourself, but you only get one vote, so.
Okay, hold on. So, does anyone?
11 choices here.
Because I need to take care of myself.
All right.
I know, right?
What will it be? The amazing unicorn.
Joshua can't vote for
Really cool
himself.
folding scissors. Pizza. Doggy beds. Delicious treats from Zappos. Books from the Just Smith Papers Project. The butter dish. The really bodacious tree made out of copper and jewels. And or Christie's, a roofing business. That's pretty cool. A roof.
Are we?
It makes a lot of. Let's do that. Let's add that one in there, right? Because she didn't actually buy a whole roof, right?
Right.
She didn't show us off a roof. And she did sell gold back then. But
She
yeah,
did sell gold.
that's a bunch of people did that too. Still, 10% of the roof. I'm guessing that's because he's concerned about supplies. He can't buy shingles with goldbacks, he's thinking. But guess what? He probably can. So it might end up being more than 10% of the roof if we can get him to be able to pass on those goldbacks to buy his.
All right. Here, I'm just gonna let you.
Let me.
Yeah, you can keep a tally.
All right.
You're not biased.
And also, Ben, they already voted those.
We'll tally those.
Ooh, okay. We're gonna start then at the top of the list because she was bold enough to go first. The wire gem tree. How many votes? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my gosh. And one up here. That is 12 votes. Oh my goodness. That's okay. Snacks and the cool little pocket knife. Snacks and the cool pocket knife. Who's voting for that? One. And
Near the top there.
okay.
Third one down.
Bell pocket knife. There we go. 1, 2. I've only got 2 votes. Okay. It's a cool thing. Got 2 votes. The unicorn. Who's voting for the unicorn? It's so fluffy. You guys know that reference, right? Yeah. Anyway. Okay. We have 1 for the unicorn. Who's voting for the pizza? Pizza and flashlight. All right. Got to vote for that. I might.
No, I mean the employee.
Okay. Who votes for the Jordan's book? Joseph Smith Papers Project, about a book. He's not gonna vote for himself, and we've got a vote up there. Two votes. Okay, 2 votes for him. True Love Skincare, and that was such a great picture. Okay, 1, 2. All right, 2 votes.
Towards all of them?
I like them all.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not voting, right? Okay, the cool folding scissors, like the really pretty color on the handle. One vote, okay. And Charlotte's Hoard. I thought that was a fun thing. I already got 1 vote up here. So Charlotte's Hoard. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is pretty good. Okay, Zapple's Treats. Chocolatey covered things. Deliciousness. Okay. Heidi's perfect butter dish, as we call it. All right, we got a perfect butter dish.
I have to say, it's awesome.
All right. And the roofing business to do the 10%.
Got it.
All right. Okay. It looks like we have a very clear winner here. And you know, it might be primacy. That's remindability. But Cassie, come and get your hoard of gold.
I knew the tree would win.
All right, awesome.
That's a golden tree.
Yep. Now,
Never mind, we take our votes back.
okay, so Cassidy, who was here, wanted to sign up her business.
Ooh.
We also have other people who signed up their own business, but the deal was to get the special prize was to get somebody else to sign up a business.
So you otherwise they should have each other to get.
maybe I should count it that way. Maybe I should count it that way. But I have Connolly and Sons Concrete is another one that. So yeah, maybe we should count that as they signed up each other. Ooh, tricky for the purpose of the contest. And let's see here. Scott and Becky Connolly, who were the 2 who signed up a business, then contacted healthsaves.org, private members association, that is going to accept goldbacks. And so it's called healthsaves.org. That happened on Friday at 9 o'clock. 9:22. So that is the first one. So either way, Scott and Becky Connolly are going to get the 30 goldbacks for signing up the very first business. Who else claimed that they signed up? Okay, yes. Tracy signed up a
I
business.
see you the pictures of them.
White Feather Rocks is signed up. They do lapidary, rock art, fossils, jewelry, all that kind of stuff. Which is all
Wire
fun.
trees.
Yes.
And wire trees. Yep. So we've got them signed up. So you get 10 goldbacks. Oh wait,
20.
no, that's your 20. You get 20 goldbacks. So the second business gets 20 goldbacks. So come on,
10
good.
and 2 5s.
Oh yeah, you want you don't need more ones. Okay, I just have this in my head for I would try to break it up. All right, everybody, let's give him a big round of applause. Okay, and who else signed up a business? We came so close. There was, just bundt cakes. No, nothing but cakes.
Christy's showing
Very
her.
close.
Delicious.
Christy's showing her roofing.
Yes, that's right. The roofing. That's right. The roofing. So, Christy, we will, well, of course, since I work with your husband, I will give him the 10 goldbacks to give you.
Perfect.
And nothing but cakes did not call me. So that's a bummer.
Now,
because those are good cakes, right? We need more bakeries in our network.
Is there an incentive for us to sign up businesses in the future
Yes.
outside of this?
Outside
scavenger
of this, and that's why I made kind of a gradated thing. I'm willing to pay you 10 goldbacks for every business that joins the network in perpetuity until I say otherwise, of course. You know, maybe the deal will change. But for the foreseeable future, if you get a business to say we want to be listed on that map, then I will give you 10 goldbacks.
But don't you have a couple big ones, and if somebody signs up, they get more?
Oh yes, that is true.
Trophies.
If I mean, like, there's some big trophy ones. Like I was asked by your grandmother last night. She's like, "What if I could get Macy's, all the Macy's groceries, to take the goldbacks?" And I am not kidding. That is definitely worth a lot more than 10 goldbacks. I'm not sure how many goldbacks they can promise, but yeah, we're looking at like hundreds of goldbacks. That would be a huge prize. Now, the main thing, of course, is that probably isn't just something you can just do on your own.
You have to talk to Associated.
You're gonna have to talk to all the grocers. You're gonna have to work your way up all the corporate ladder, all that sort of thing. You don't actually represent the company, but you know what? If you help get me in the door, I will definitely give you at least 10 goldbacks, even if it takes me many dozens and dozens of hours of meetings and flying people to wherever their headquarters is and all that stuff. I'll still give you 10 goldbacks for getting the ball rolling.
I was just associated with also like Exporting Goods and Ace Hardware and Fresh Market and like
Right.
And their headquarters are in Salt Lake City.
Wait a second, they own all of them? Is it all in one?
Oh, not all the Ace Hardware or whatever, but
It's like one owner.
Yeah.
Has a bunch of those ventures. Oh my goodness. So yes, if you get, how about this? I will give you 30 goldbacks just for getting me a meeting with you. Even if he doesn't say yes. If he owns all those businesses. But yeah, the main thing is it's going to be small. It's going to be local. It's going to be mostly those types of businesses. And for that, I will give you 10 goldbacks whenever one of them, like this yarn place, says yes, we want to do it.
I'm hoping to get, Israel's hoping to get bricks and mini things.
That'd be fun. That'd be great. And then we will get you 10 goldbacks as a commission for helping get that business to sign up. Somebody's sounds good. Anyway. Okay. Well, so I gave out the 2 big prizes, but don't forget, there's still good things you can do. I hope that you will go out there and spread the good word of honest money. You know, one of the things I didn't quite get into is the fact that, you know, the Lord has taught us, it's many places in Scripture, that we must be honest, that we should have fair dealings, that our weights and measures should be accurate. Mm-hmm. These are really, really important principles because it's how we relate to each other. We want to get to the point where we have Zion. And in Zion, there will be no poor among us. We'll have all things in common. And so some people have said, maybe we don't need money at that point. But we've generally always still needed a way of measuring things. Again, money isn't just about something I have and you don't, ha ha ha. It doesn't have to be a greed thing. Money can be a measurement tool, a system of weights and measures that can be established on righteous principles. And that's one of the reasons why the goldbacks are all covered with gospel symbolism. And so I want to share with you just a little bit about that as we close. The 5 goldback says veritas, right? The virtue is veritas, which means truth in Latin. And this woman then that's on the note represents truth. So she holds this lantern of truth aloft in her hand that shows the way. She's barefoot. Sometimes you've heard of the naked truth, right? That there's no veneer, there's nothing that separates truth from reality. Real truth should be, you know, barefooted essentially in that sense. She's also depicted as one of the Mormon pioneers. And so you may notice, and this is going to be really hard to show the camera, but she carries 2 books under her arm. And those 2 books, no, sorry. The 2 books that she carries
they're
under
very
her
hard
arm,
to photograph.
they're very difficult to photograph. It's one of the reasons why they're completely uncounterfeitable.
Yeah, try to put that in a copy machine.
Yeah. In fact, when I did sign up Kevin Kraut and the Old Pioneer Press, I said, can you do gold? Can you do shiny colored foil things? What can you do? try to show me your best shot at counterfeiting one of these, and it was laughable. I mean, no offense, they've got a great print shop, but no, it's not easy to fake. Anyway, she holds these two books under her arm, and on the spine of each book is written a word, and they say Joseph and Judah. One in her hand, right? They're one in her hand. So these types of things are ways for us to be reminded that we should have honesty in our dealings. We should have exact weights and measures, just like the GoldBacks have an exact quantity of gold. And it makes it possible for us then, if we're using a better money system, to be accountable for God and toward each other about how we deal with each other. And so I hope that we can take those lessons to heart and build a world that'll be based on better principles. Because as we're taught in the Doctrine and Covenants, when we receive any blessing from God, it's by obedience to the law upon which it is predicated. There are a great many economic blessings that are dependent upon our honesty, dependent upon our willingness to serve, to share with the less fortunate, to be exact and honorable and accountable for our deeds. And when we fulfill those laws, then we will unlock great lessons in our economics. And so, because this is a fireside and not just a regular GoldBack presentation, it feels like we can get into that a little bit and recognize that there's a foundation of prosperity that's possible in sound money, a firmer foundation for us to build our businesses and our personal finances on, that will not be blown away by the winds of the world. You know, regardless of the politics of it, if you think about what's happening right now to the Russian oligarchs having all of their assets seized, things like that, part of it is because the entire world banking system, the SWIFT system that you've been hearing about in the news, really can, at a moment's notice, seize or destroy or take people's money. And there are everyday people, innocent everyday Russians as well, who are going to suffer terrible consequences of the fact that their economic system is being manipulated by megalomaniacs throughout the world, their own leaders and leaders in other places. How much better will we be in times of trouble? Especially because we know that war and trouble has come and will continue to come upon the earth until the Lord puts an end to war and puts an end to those things. If you know that you have something real that and honest that you can always use for barter. And so I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ.